Hello and welcome to another Pips-N-Chits unboxing video. Today I will be unboxing Gardens of Babylon, the Kickstarter Deluxe Edition, designed by Stavros Polyviou. My apology if my pronunciation is incorrect. The artist Jeff Brown, and published by Cackelberry Games. And from the designer himself, he says, Gardens of Babylon is a 1 to 4 player competitive Euro-style game in which players strive to earn the most points by planting flower seeds on the most valuable tiles. Taking turns, players place tiles to create maze-like ziggurat or pathways, strategically move their gardeners to gain positional advantage, and plant seeds to claim tiles, earning victory points and triggering cascades down connected waterways to steal those of their opponent in the process. So let me go ahead and turn the box over and see what we have back there. And actually, I'm going to take the cellophane off so we can get rid of some of the glare. All right. There's a little bit of UV spotting on the box. Not so much on the front. There's a linen cover. A little bit of UV spotting on the Gardens of Babylon title right there. Also on the sides. A little bit of UV spotting here in the different language editions and some of the title headers here. But let me go ahead and read you from the back here. It says, travel to ancient Babylon. King Nebuchadnezzar II commands you to create one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. As the leader of Gardening Guild, build the legendary Gardens of Babylon and send your gardeners through twisting staircases and shaded archways to plant your signature flower closer to the heavens, washing your rivals away in a flooding cascade. It says 4 simple rules, endless possibilities. Place 1 of 78 unique ziggurat tiles on the board. Move your gardener through a maze of staircases and archways. Plant your seed and replace everyone else's in a flooding cascade, and then draw another tile and watch your rivals try to outsmart you. In a cutthroat world of competitive gardening, a single seed can change the course of the game right to the very end. And in the contents of this Kickstarter edition, we have 78 ziggurat tiles, 48 gardener tiles, 1 Assyrian meeple, 5 base tiles, 144 seed tokens, 36 poison tokens, 1 metal coin, and that's supposed to be Nebuchadnezzar himself, 12 scoring tiles, the game rules, and the Assyrian rules. And so what is exactly the Kickstarter Deluxe Edition? Well, the 48 meeples inside are upgraded. They're actually shapes of gardeners instead of your standard generic meeple found in many other games. The 144 seed tokens are also upgraded. They actually represent, different shapes represent different seeds. The coin of Nebuchadnezzar, which I already mentioned. And inside here, the Assyrian rules, which includes the 36 poison tokens, the 1 black saboteur meeple, and it should have a D6 for the saboteur as well. So let's go ahead and open the box. Little tight fit there, and move that off to the side. Okay, we have our rule book here, and it is only 4 pages, full color, and it doesn't look like these are what the standard meeples are here, and I believe that the upgraded meeples we'll see here in a second are a little bit different from your standard meeples, but very colorful as we can see here. Some examples of gameplay, how to plant, how to draw your cards, how to move, and then game end scoring, and then we have a solo rules here. Again, this can be played up to 4 players, but one of the reasons I got this is I like solo games. And okay, so we have it different languages. Wow, interesting. Okay, so we have same rule book in French. It looks like we have the same rule book in German, Spanish, I believe, and Italian. So that's pretty nice. You get all 4 or 5 different languages in one box. And I imagine we have the same. Yep, we have the same for the Assyrian. So here are our rules and components for the Assyrian expansion. We have the Assyrian component or meeple itself, what the 36 poison tokens look like, and the 6-sided die, and it tells you what all 6 sides of the dice are. Again, in French, German, Spanish, and Italian languages. So moving on to the tiles. Okay, it looks like here's part of the base scoring tiles here, or the base tiles that is, and what appears to be one of the 78 ziggurat tiles, all with a linen finish, and one of the scoring tiles. There should be 12 of these in here, and there's one of them. Here is more of the base tiles. They look like they're interlocking here. They look like they're lock into one another depending on how many players. I think up to 4 players you use more of them, and 1 to 2 to 3 players you use less. And then it looks like we have a whole bunch of different tiles here, or punch outs of all the individual tiles and our scoring tiles. Here's scoring tile number 1. There's scoring tile number 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. And each one of these different tiles is unique. We have a little bit of backing here. It looks like we have some solo rules, something for the solo game, because that kind of matches the D6 on the Assyrian rules. Here's the back side of our tiles. Pretty decent, very thick. Like I said, it's got feels like it's got a linen finish on it. So there's a little bit of texture to these. Very bright colors, which I like. And we'll go ahead and continue pulling the rest out. Okay, so there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So all our individual tiles, again, looks like the scoring tiles have some extra double-sided here for the Assyrian expansion here in the Deluxe Edition. And let's go ahead and move right on to the inside of the box. Well, we have a bag of bags, which is always good. Some Ziploc bags for our individual components. Looks like we have a plastic vacuum-formed, what do you call it, insert there for the different tiles. I imagine our tiles fit right in here. Here's our coin for Nebuchadnezzar. Let me go ahead and take that out of the bag. Very nice. Wow, very shiny. It's very, very pretty. I like it. Part of me, though, kind of wishes it wasn't this shiny and maybe had a little bit of a wash to it, but still, it's a metal coin, not a plastic one, and probably electroplated with some kind of chrome finish. We have our dice. Let me go ahead and take that out of the bag. This is also for the Assyrian expansion. Really nice. This is engraved, actually. The numbers on here, 1, 2, it looks like 4, 3, 5, and I imagine that represents a poison token, which can't be good. That's number 6. But this is all embossed. It's not silk screened on there or printed on. Very nice die, custom dice. And then we have a whole bag full of different meeples. So let me open up the big bag here and see what we have. Well, we have white meeples here, and we have one black meeple. I imagine that represents the saboteur in the Assyrian playthrough, or expansion that is. We have our poison tokens. Let's go ahead and open up one of these. See, I don't know if they're plastic or wood, but it feels like they're wood with some silk screening effect on it, both sides. That's pretty nice. Here are your poison tokens. Set that aside. We have our meeples in red, yellow, purple, and I guess white was the other color plus the Assyrian. And then we have our seed tokens. I don't know exactly what the seeds are. I'm not going to try to guess here, but we have some nice yellow ones. And when they say upgraded, I think in the base game, these are just regular circular wooden tokens that still represent the color, but this one's kind of in the shape of a flower here. And here we have a different shape. I guess you might, I don't know, call that lavender, or perhaps it represents grapes. Slightly different shape. We have these white star looking ones. Open that up so you can take a look at one of those. Right there. No printing on these ones. And then finally we have our red one. This could either be a hibiscus or maybe it's a berry of some sort, but again, these are different shapes in the deluxe edition from the standard generic version. The only thing that we have silk screened here is the poison meeples, or the poison tokens. That's pretty nice. Otherwise, it looks like all of our tokens will fit in the bags that were provided here earlier, and everything was either going to fit here in the middle, and we're going to have put our hexagonal tokens. I'll just pop one out just so you could see. Right there, kind of fits in, and that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see more of these, go ahead and hit like, leave me a comments on how things we can improve in the future. Go ahead and subscribe. Like to see you back here on Pips-N-Chits. And thank you very much. Have a great gaming session.